All right, what is going on, everybody? Welcome to another episode of Pozios Picks. And in today's episode, I'm going to be going over my favorite NFL futures for this upcoming season for you guys. The season is finally here, and I'm going to give you guys my favorite plays to put in before this season starts. So, without further ado, let's just get right into it. We're going to start with some division winners. After those division winners, we'll talk about conferences, some Super Bowl sprinkles, and then at the end of the episode, I have some season player props for you guys. Those are by far my favorite plays of this episode, so be sure to stay tuned until then. I'm just going to rattle through these divisions really quick. We're going to start in the NFC, and of course, we're going to start in the NFC North. I'm going to take my Detroit Lions to win the NFC North at plus 145, and for one very specific reason. I think we have by far the best offense in our division. I think the division is going to be a lot closer than people think. I don't think Green Bay and Chicago are as bad as advertised. I think their defenses are pretty solid. I don't think Minnesota has that close game luck this season as well. They're bound to lose a few of those games. So I think the Lions take care of business, hopefully at 10-7, 11-6. The offense is just going to be too much in the division games, and I think we take care of business. Jared Goff comes back with another good year. Amon-Ra takes a step forward. Hopefully, Jahmyr Gibbs is as advertised. And if that defense can be improved with those new pickups that we got over the summer, we are going to be dangerous. So give me the Lions plus 145. I definitely like the value. Staying in the NFC, but going to the NFC East, I'm going to take the Eagles minus 115 to win their division. I just don't think the Cowboys are there yet. They did get some new weapons on offense for Dak, but Dak still hasn't really proven himself as an elite quarterback, and Jalen Hurts definitely has. Even though the Eagles lost some pieces on that defense as well, I think they are more than solid on that side of the ball. They got some great draft picks. I mean, they've basically just become Georgia graduated in the NFL. They've got 5 Georgia guys starting on that defense. They're going to be more than fine. The chemistry is already there. And like I said, the O-line with Jalen Hurts back there, they're going to be in a position to win a lot of games. So give me the Eagles to win the NFC East. They lean on that experience and continue to win games after that Super Bowl run last year. Going out west to the NFC West, I think this one is pretty simple. A team that I'm very high on going into this season. The San Francisco 49ers are minus 165 to win that division, and they are going to be my pick. I just think they have a whole summer together now with McCaffrey. Brock Purdy comes back healthy. Debo seems to be healthy. Ayuk took a step forward. I think he takes another step forward. George Kittle hopefully can get healthy. And then on the defensive side of the ball, it's the Niners defense. If they stay healthy, they are going to be one of the best, if not the best in the league. I just don't think anyone in their division comes close to them. They have a decent schedule. Give me the Niners minus 165 to win the NFC West. Going down south to the NFC South, there's a lot of question marks in this division, but ultimately I think the Saints take it at plus 130. The Saints defense is just always going to be solid. And then when you look on the offensive side of the ball, they add Derek Carr, which should be good for them. Kamara, after that suspension, will come back healthy. Olave is poised for a big year. I just don't think the Falcons are there yet. I think they will get there eventually. This division is very young, and in the next couple of years, there could be a lot of competition for the top. But I think the Saints are a little bit slept on this year. I think they're going to be better than what people think. And at plus 130, I really like them to win this division. So give me the Saints. Hopefully, Derek Carr bounces back and takes care of business in the NFC South. Moving on to the AFC, and we are going to start with the AFC North. My pick for this division is going to be the Baltimore Ravens at plus 210. I'm really high on the Ravens this year. Obviously, a lot of people are really high on the Bengals in this division as well, but I think the new additions on offense for the Ravens are going to be huge for Lamar. If he can stay healthy and that O-line can stay healthy, I think they're going to be able to put up a lot of points in this division. Their secondary did get a bit weaker, but up front they are really solid. And if players like Ojabo can take another step forward, they can be really, really scary. So give me the Ravens plus 210. It's going to be really, really close, a battle with Cincinnati for the top, but I really like Baltimore at plus 210. I think the value is great there. Moving on to the AFC East, my pick for this division is going to be the Buffalo Bills at plus 120, and I think this is my favorite division winner bet on the board in terms of the value. I know Aaron Rodgers joins the division with the Jets, and that Jets defense is really, really good, but I think that Jets O-line is a big, big question mark, and the Bills got even better on the defensive side of the ball. They add Leonard Floyd, the secondary gets healthier. I think the Bills are going to be really, really good this year. I mean, last year they were 13-3. They had a bad exit in the playoffs, but this is an elite team. I think Josh Allen takes another step forward, and I think the Bills easily take care of business in this division. I think the plus 120 is incredible value for them to win the AFC East. Moving on to the AFC West, this one is easy for me. Patrick Mahomes is 27-3 against the AFC West in his career. It almost sounds fake when you say it out loud. The Chiefs are minus 180 to win this division. They're the most favored division winner for a reason. Even with Travis Kelce a little bit banged up, he's going to come back, and they're going to get back to right where they left off. It doesn't matter who he has in that receiving core. Andy Reid and him are going to make it work. Losing Bieniemy, I'm curious to see what happens, but I still don't think anyone in their division is going to be good enough to take the crown from them. So Chiefs at minus 180 to win the AFC West. And the last division we have to talk about is the AFC South. And Jacksonville are minus 155 to win this division. That is my pick. I really can't believe that Jacksonville took that step forward, but they had a great end to the season, and over the summer they add Calvin Ridley, who looks really, really good, giving Trevor Lawrence another weapon. Hopefully Trevor Lawrence can take another step forward. He looked great to end the season last year, and if they can stay healthy on the defensive side of the ball, I don't think Tennessee or anyone else at the bottom of this division is going to have enough to dethrone Jacksonville. Jacksonville also has a really, really good schedule. They should be in a good position to win a lot of games. So give me Jacksonville minus 155 to win the AFC South. Before we move on to some conference winners, I want to talk about a couple of division winner parlays I have for you guys. My favorite division winner parlay is Jacksonville, Buffalo, Kansas City, and San Francisco at plus 804. I really, really love that value. That's going to get a couple units from me. For all the reasons I just talked about, Jacksonville has a great schedule. I think Buffalo is much better than the Jets still, even though the Jets have a lot of hype. Kansas City is Kansas City, and the Niners, if they stay healthy, should easily take care of business. So plus 804 is great value, in my opinion, for that parlay. And then the second parlay is those four teams, and then you add my Detroit Lions at the end. That takes it to plus 2,100. That value is incredible. Even for just a little sprinkle, you can get some easy cash in before the playoffs start. So those are my two division winner parlays. Let's move right along to conference winners. Okay, moving on to our conference winners picks. And we are going to start in the NFC just like we did with the divisions. My pick to win the NFC this year is going to be the San Francisco 49ers at plus 400. I just think San Francisco is the most complete team in the NFC, and if they can stay healthy, I think they easily get into the Super Bowl. Now, Philly is going to be really, really good again, don't get me wrong, but losing pieces like C.J. Gardner-Johnson on that defense, I think is going to be the difference when it comes down the stretch in the playoffs. If Brock Purdy can take a step forward and just command that offense like he did last year on short notice, I think they are going to be in great, great shape to get into the Super Bowl from the NFC. So, San Francisco 49ers plus 400 is my NFC winner pick. Moving on to the AFC, my pick to win the AFC is going to be the Buffalo Bills at plus 500. Like I mentioned earlier in the episode, they add a couple key pieces to that defense like Leonard Floyd. The secondary with Fitzpatrick and Hyde is healthy again. If they can stay healthy, I think they cruise to the AFC victory. Kansas City is just a little bit shaky for me this year. I know it's Mahomes. I know what he does against the AFC, but kind of similar to San Francisco, I just think Buffalo is the more complete team. Now, obviously, there are a lot of variables in the NFL. It's usually the team that stays the healthiest that moves on, but if Buffalo can stay healthy, I just think that they have by far the best roster to get there. So give me Josh Allen, give me the Buffalo Bills to get to the Super Bowl from the AFC. Moving on to my Super Bowl picks, there's not much to be said here. I just explained who I think is going to win the conferences. So we have Buffalo at plus 900, San Francisco at plus 1,000, and you guys already know there's a baby sprinkle in there for the Detroit Lions at plus 2,500. Hopefully the Lions are as advertised. I don't think we're there yet to win a Super Bowl, but like I said, there are a lot of variables. You never know if we stay healthy and we get there. Who knows? But those are my 3 picks. I think the value there is great for those 3 teams, and those are going to be my 3 plays for Super Bowl winners. Before we get out of here, I told you guys earlier I have some season player props for you guys. And like I said, these are my favorite plays on this board. So without further ado, let's just get right into these. The first one is going to be Nick Chubb over 8.5 rushing touchdowns for the season. Nick Chubb is finally the lone feature back in this offense. Kareem Hunt is gone. The lowest total Nick Chubb has had in his career is 8. He had 12 last season, and I think he could have even more this year, especially if Deshaun Watson comes back and revives this offense. You add Elijah Moore, Amari Cooper is healthy. If they can spread it out a little bit, I think you can pound Chubb down the middle, and he can get some easy scores. I could really see him rushing for another 1,500-yard season. So the first one, I love Nick Chubb over 8.5 rushing touchdowns. The next season player prop is going to be Saquon Barkley over 7.5 rushing touchdowns for the season. I think Saquon is coming into this season very motivated after getting only that 1-year deal over the summer. I think he has a lot to prove, and he's going to want a lot of carries and hopefully score a lot of touchdowns. The Giants, again, are weak on the outside, so Daniel Jones is going to lean on him a lot. And I think Saquon is going to welcome that and hopefully play himself into a bigger contract next season. So Saquon Barkley over 7.5 rushing touchdowns is the play here. The next season player prop is going to be Allen Lazard over 4.5 receiving touchdowns. I think especially early, Aaron Rodgers is going to lean on him, and in the red zone, Allen Lazard has some of the most red zone targets in the NFL over the past couple years. And until Aaron Rodgers really establishes that game chemistry with Garrett Wilson, I think Lazard is going to be a big-time red zone threat for the Jets. Hopefully he racks a few up early, and then we can coast the rest of the season. The next season player prop is going to be Brandon Ayuk over 4.5 receiving touchdowns. This is one of my favorite plays of the entire episode. The least that Brandon Ayuk has had in his career is 5. He's had 5, 5, and 8 in his 3 seasons in the NFL. And we saw it last year. Him and Brock Purdy seem to have really good chemistry, especially in the red zone where Ayuk is a great route runner. It seems like hopefully he's taken another step forward as well. So, over 4.5 receiving touchdowns, if him and Brock Purdy keep that chemistry up, should be easy. The last season player prop and my favorite season player prop on this board is going to be Amon-Ra St. Brown over 5.5 receiving touchdowns for the season. I mean, he had 6 receiving touchdowns last year. Everyone in the Lions camp is saying he's taken another step forward. He's locked in. He always wants to get better. And we already know that he is definitely Jared Goff's favorite target. So we can at least expect him, hopefully, to match that total from last season, if not improve it. Amon-Ra St. Brown over 5.5 receiving touchdowns is by far my favorite prop on this board. That is going to do it for this episode, but before we get out of here, I just want to remind you of 2 things. Number 1, make sure you follow us over on Pickett at Pozios Picks to see all of our plays there, sync there automatically for free. Also, be sure to use Pickett to line shop. Find the best odds on all of these futures if you're placing any of them. They have futures on Pickett now. It is just game-changing. So make sure to use the Pickett Sports app to see all of our NFL plays, college football plays, and then we've got basketball coming up soon as well. And then second, be sure to check out our merch down below in the description or in our link tree anywhere in our bios. We'd really, really appreciate if you guys buy some merch. We added some new stuff for the fall as well, so feel free to go check that out. Thank you guys for watching. Thank you guys for listening. Good luck to everyone on all your future bets and as this NFL season begins, and we will see you guys in the next one. Peace.